everyone. I just thought I'd pop on and do a quick update before the end of the year. You will still get a December TBR in the next few days as well. But I just thought I would say that my Goodreads goal for 2020 was 85 books, and I am 76 pages of the way through my 181st book, An Item with Grace Kelly by Lucy Holiday. This will be my last one for this month. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that, but I do think it is a bit much. So I've decided that aside from my January TBR, which is already planned and already got 13 books on it, every month after that I'm just going to do 10 books a month. So 4 of them will be picked by the person who my Scrabble TBR game is named after. 1 of them will be a Twitter poll for yourselves to pick, and then I will pick 5 Scrabble pieces besides that, just to make it a bit more doable, because so far I haven't reached my TBR goal each month. I mean, some months I've changed them out for other things and ended up reading more, but to make it more doable that I actually get the Scrabble TBRs read, I think 10 books is a bit more doable. So that's what I'm deciding with that. I have just been through my owned TBR on my TBR cart, and there are 98 books. That's not including library books, because obviously they're not owned by me. So 98 books on my TBR cart. So I am starting off with that number, starting in January, and then each time I read one I'll be able to tick it off, and I hope to get at least half of them read in 2021. So when you hear me talk in my roundups from now on, you will hear me say how many I've knocked off my owned TBR, or which ones I've read that I've bought in 2021, so I can kind of distinguish between the two. It just makes it a bit easier. So that's where I'm up to with that. I'm in the middle of 2 books at the minute, finishing that one. This won't get finished. This is actually on my January TBR, but if you remember, I bought a copy for my dad, and he surprised me by saying that he'd already read the introduction and the first chapter, so I wanted to join in and have a little gab with him. We've done our first gab already, so whenever he tells me he's read the next bit, then I will read it. So I thought there's no harm in starting it a bit early for my January TBR. It'll help me out a bit there as well. The other thing I wanted to mention was that I'm really excited for the Netflix series of the Selection series coming out in sometime in 2021. That's the series by Kira Cass. There are 5 books in that series. I bet I won't be able to name them all now. The Selection, The One, The Air, The Crown. What's the other one? Oh, I can't remember, but you'll see, because the main thumbnail will be a picture of all 5 books, and then there are 4 novellas in between. So I read the Selection series, the 5 books, the main books by Kira Cass, earlier on this year, and loved them. Then I found out this Netflix series was coming, and because I loved it so much, I bought the box set for my niece Alex for her birthday in August, and I bought the box set for my sister for her Christmas present, because I'm dying to talk to lots of people about it. And then I thought to myself, actually I'd quite like to reread that myself, but this time I would like to read the novellas in between, because I haven't read those so far. So I just put it out there on Twitter, I think it was last night, to say, would anybody else be interested in doing a read along? And quite a few people have shown some interest. So most people have said yes. Quite a lot of people have said maybe. I think it's, depending on what they're reading at the time. And I think a couple of people have said no, which is fine. It's not for everybody. Excuse me. So I have set up a Discord channel for it, where it literally has a welcome section, a list of all the books under books section, which is where people can talk about which book they're up to now, what chapter or page they're up to, and more generic stuff like that. And then there's a whole other spoilers section for each book, where you can go more in depth, and people will need to know that don't go reading in those sections if you don't want it to be spoiled. There's a Netflix section where people can update on where they're up to with the Netflix series. It hasn't been cast yet and it hasn't properly been scripted, so we've got a bit of time. And then there's also a social media section where people can put up the YouTube channels, and also if they do any vlogs along with the read along or mention the books at any point, they can put it in there as well. The idea is that it's a really relaxed readathon. I'm planning on starting in January with the first novella, because I believe the first novella is The Prince and that comes first, and then it leads into the series. So if anybody knows the proper running order, let me know. I'm going to be going off the running order on the fantasticfiction.com website, and the first one is The Prince. I have just ordered the novella book where there's all four novellas in, so I'm hoping when that book comes that I'll be able to look on it and it'll give me an idea of when they're meant to be read and when the main novels are meant to be slotted in between. That should be coming on the 7th of January, so I won't be reading anything till at least the 7th of January. So on that Discord and on my YouTube and on my Twitter, I will be telling people when I'm starting the next book, and people are very welcome to read along with me. However, the whole point of the Discord, and with it being a really relaxed read along, is that you don't have to rush. So if you can only read the first book in March, you do that, but you can also go and look on the group and see who else might be reading it at the same time as you, or you can put your spoilers in there when you're on that book and you'll know there'll still be people to talk about it with you, and also reread past messages when other people have read it as well. So I wanted it to be really relaxed, but I wanted to be able to talk about it with lots of people, because when I read it, because I was so behind the times, everybody had read it by then, there was nobody to talk about it with really. So yeah, fingers crossed. So what I've got the link to the Discord, so if you are interested, just send me a message and I will get the Discord link to you and you can join in. I think there's 4 of us in the group so far, but I only put it up last night, so you'll be welcome to join us and I'll add you in. So I think that's everything. So yeah, you will hear from me in the next couple of days with my December TBR, but please join the read along if you want to. If you don't, that's fine as well. It's not for everybody. I just really like the books. I must add that most of the time, last time I read them on audiobook through Scribd, and I loved the audiobooks. So I'm going to try and do a mixture again, because I actually haven't got a full set of the books myself, because I got rid of them once I'd read them. I wish I'd kept hold. So I might get Scribd back up and see if I can get the audiobooks. My library app doesn't have the selection series. But yeah, so if you're looking and thinking, oh, I can't read the first book in January, I've got too much stuff on my shelf, don't worry about it, because you don't have to start in January. You can still join the Discord group, just don't go in the spoilers bit, and join in when you're ready. So I hope this is some people's cup of tea, and hopefully see you there. Bye.